All right, we should be live. What's up, everybody? Let's give it like 30 seconds or so and allow a few people to hop on here. Give me a sec. Let's make sure this is working on the page. Okay, it looks like we are live. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, what's up? I am Josh Jacobs, and I'm with the Wealth Network. I'm here with a few other guys that I'll introduce you to in a few minutes here, and I think we've got a couple more people hopping on. But so if you haven't been here before, basically we like to do these hangouts to share our story, talk to people who are interested in starting an Amazon business about how you can get started and why you want to get started, why being a part of Amazon is a great thing to do, and why you should want to make money on Amazon. So I like to start off by giving a few statistics about Amazon and just to really make you understand how powerful the platform is. So the first thing I like to tell you is that Amazon accounts for 43% of all online sales, which I start with that because it's such a staggering number to think that almost 50% of all online sales come from one retailer. I think that's insane. And Amazon is just starting to globalize. They're opening in more countries now. I mean, the power that they are already have and are going to have as they continue to globalize is just incredible. And my favorite two stats are that in a recent article I read, over 140,000 Amazon sellers, third-party Amazon sellers, sell over $100,000 a year. So I like to say that because it shows you that there's not just a few people doing big numbers on Amazon. There are over 100,000 people doing big numbers on Amazon, and roughly about 10,000 people do over $1 million a year in sales. So it's really cool to think of how many people are selling on Amazon and making all this money. It's not just Amazon themselves, it's people leveraging the Amazon marketplace. Now, I say all these things, and before we start sharing our stories, obviously the people on here have had a great success. I just want to give a disclaimer to let you know that everything that we do requires hard work. There is absolutely nothing guaranteed. You can come into this business and do nothing and make no money. If you come into this business and, hit it hard and start working, hopefully you will reap the benefits of that. And that's what everybody on this panel here tonight has seen themselves. So basically, those are just a few facts about Amazon that I wanted to give you. And I want to tell you, that's why you should want to be a part of Amazon, because it's a legit company. They never miss a payment. They are not going to be shut down. They are a fully legitimate, publicly traded company that's taking over the world. And if you start now, you can start growing with them because they are going to keep growing. And, you should want to get a slice of that action. So what we do is we sell through a variety of different methods, but the one I want to talk to you about tonight is called FBA, which stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And what that means is you can actually ship all your products, just like all these products you see behind me. I'm going to ship these into an Amazon warehouse where they will store them for me, pick, pack, and ship them out to all of the customers that buy these products, which is an unbelievable thing for you because you're outsourcing all that work to them. That's the majority of the labor. The other labor that comes with FBA is prepping the products, which is very simple. You can even outsource that part as well. But it's a great way to scale your business versus other traditional businesses. If you make one sale a day where you're fulfilling your orders yourself, that's okay. But when you get up to 1,000 orders a day, you're not going to have the time to fulfill 1,000 orders yourself in a day. You're going to need help. So you're either going to need to start a little center of your own, or you're going to need to leverage Amazon fulfillment. And Amazon fulfillment makes it where you want to send them your products because number one, like I said, you're outsourcing all the work to them. But number two, it also allows all of your customers to get free 2-day Prime shipping. Now, there's a ton of Prime customers, right? 1 in 4 adults has a Prime membership. Doesn't account for marriages, people in the same household. I mean, everybody has Amazon Prime now, and everybody wants that free 2-day shipping. And by you sending your products to an Amazon warehouse, you can leverage that, and they will ship your products Prime shipping, free 2-day shipping to all the Prime members. And, you know, Prime members on average spend, I think, 63% more than non-Prime members. So again, it's something that you want to be involved in. It's something that will help your business, will help you grow, will take a lot of the work off of you running your business. So we teach you how to do that. We teach you how to start your Amazon business. And we're not asking you for some crazy amount of money to learn how to do this. I'm just going to tell you this before we even get to the end of the webinar. We're only going to ask you for $3. So if $3 scares you, then you can get off the webinar. But I just wanted to be upfront with you guys, because it's not like we're going to do this webinar and ask you for, you know, a ton of money. Our program is $3 to start. So with that being said, I want to share my story. I want to let these guys on the panel share their stories and really tell you how they went from where they were before to where they are now. And for me, just because I'm already talking, I started selling on eBay when I was 13 years old. And it was perfect at the time. Nobody else was really doing it. And I would go to my parents' friends and my friends' parents and basically just tell them, hey, I'll sell whatever you want me to sell for you, and I'll keep 25% commission. And it was awesome. Like, I was 13 years old. I was selling stuff, you know, that was $400 here, $500 here. I mean, it was really cool. And that introduced me to the world of e-commerce. And fast forward, I'm not going to take you through my whole life, but fast forward to when I hit college, you know, I was still interested in the e-commerce space and decided to start an Amazon business. And that's pretty much what I've been doing since. For the last 4 or 5 years now, I've been building an Amazon business and showing other people how to build Amazon businesses, and have seen a lot of people go full time and, you know, make a bunch of money. And of course, you know, that all came with hard work. You know, nothing was ever guaranteed to them. And they went out there and crushed it. And it's one of the coolest things ever for me to this day to talk to my friends, to talk to my family, my brother, my brother-in-law, my college friends, my friends from high school, my friends from growing up. A lot of them are now full-time on Amazon. I got a buddy that has his own warehouse down the street. It's so cool that now we have like this community of people who all started at the same time and all do the same thing. And it's only been a few years, and everybody's rocking. You know, nobody, if you're at a corporate job, you cannot get to the level that these guys have gotten to in the short amount of time they have on Amazon, because they're in control of their own business. And that's the biggest thing here, is that you can be in control of your own business. You can put in as much as you want or as little as you want, and get as big of a reward as you want or as little of a reward as you want. But again, I don't want to keep going on and on with myself. I'd rather introduce you to this fine group of gentlemen right here on the panel. So let's start out. Let me introduce you to Anil, and let's have him tell a little bit about his story and how you got here. So go ahead, buddy.
Awesome. Great to be here. My name is Anil Gunjal, and a few years ago, you know, I ventured into the whole online business world and looked at all these online types of businesses, but there was really nothing that resonated with me that, you know, I thought was a real business. And I started selling on like eBay, just like Josh did, and it was good, you know, made some money there. And then I stumbled upon this whole Amazon FBA, and that's where I found the Wealth Network. And what really intrigued me was, you know, one, I could ship all my product to them. They would pretty much warehouse it. And the two other big things was that, you know, Amazon provides customer service for you. And also you don't have to process any payments, right? They're taking care of all that. That was taking two big things off of my plate. And, you know, when customers had an issue, I don't have to talk to my customers. Amazon takes care of that for me. So that was such a huge headache that I had to deal with on eBay. And, you know, at that time I had a full-time job, and, you know, like we've said before, this is still, you still have to hustle, you still have to work, right? And the other thing I didn't comprehend was that, you know, here's Amazon that used to be this bookseller. You know, why would people go there and buy from Amazon? And then I quickly realized that, it's the convenience factor. People are willing to pay 20, 30% more because it's going to get shipped to them in 2 days, right? So you can take products that sell in the store and put them on Amazon that sell for 20% more, and people buy it. They have no problem buying it. And, really quickly, part-time, I would take the cars out of the garage and put the boxes on there, get my kids on the weekends. We put labels on all the products and get them shipped out to Amazon. And before you knew it, I had $55,000 in sales. I'm like, holy crap, this works, right? And I'm just doing this part-time. And there is, some skills that you require, right? It's just not picking up products and just shipping them to Amazon. You got to know the right products. You got to know how to source them. And that's really what the Wealth Network gives you, right? It's a community of people that help you with that. And that's really where the Wealth Network comes in, and they can help you. We can help you on not just sourcing those products, but how to sell them and putting them on Amazon. And I quickly learned, with the team on, what's the right product, how to get it out, and all that. And my sales have increased ever since. And now in my household, our philosophy is that if it's not on Amazon, we don't need it, right? Because we order everything from Amazon. And you can see what's happening in the retail space, right? More and more brick and mortar companies are going out of business because everybody's ordering from Amazon, right? That's the first thing we do now in our household. We look on Amazon. If it's there, great, order it. Because what happens, right? You think I'm going to go to the store, and you wait. The whole week goes by. You never made it to the store, and you could have ordered it from Amazon. You would have had it already. So, I encourage you to try the $3 trial. It's just $3, right? You can come on. You can take a look in the back office. You can come and see, what the community is like, and you can really learn a business, right? And Amazon's not going anywhere. They're growing bigger and bigger. They're getting into more niches and into more product types. So. Great community, really happy to be here, thrilled to be here, and I'm learning more and more every day. So if you're ready to absorb, this is the place to be.
That's awesome, man. Wait, so you brought something up that, first of all, that's an incredible story that you had your kids helping you slap labels on, and all of a sudden, you're at 55,000 in sales. You're like, what? That's great. But you brought something up that's a really good point, that many more people are buying from Amazon now than retail space, which obviously is true. More people are moving towards purchasing online every single year, and Amazon is the biggest one of all those. But it's only going to become more and more like that. You see that there are department stores closing hundreds of stores. There's malls that are literally shutting down the whole mall. I was just talking about that this morning with my girlfriend. One of the malls that we always went to growing up, you walk in there now and you see a handful of people versus before, on a weekend, versus before there would be, piles and piles of people in all the stores through all the hallways. Now you see just a handful. And it's really crazy. Everybody is moving to buying online, and Amazon just makes things so easy for customers. That's why they keep growing. Everybody gets their stuff in 2 days, now sometimes even 1 day free Prime shipping, or even same day, which is crazy. So I can't tell you how many times I've used Prime Now and gotten things that I needed immediately when I was working on. I needed another power outlet. I needed a drill one day, like whatever. There was just so many things that I've needed that I got delivered within an hour from Amazon. It's crazy. It was quicker than going to the retail store. So thank you, man. Thank you for sharing your story. That's unbelievable. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
And we're happy to have you here, man. Let's go over to Chong, and I want to hear from Chong and his crazy self, his story. Chong is a really cool dude, and he's got an awesome story, and he kills it on Amazon. So I'm excited to have him here. Chong, why don't you tell the people a little bit about your story?
What's up, Josh? Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. So I'm living life. I just did my taxes. I'm very happy because I just crossed $1.3 million. Million with an M. Guys, it's crazy. It's been a blessing. I'm kind of like at a loss of words. I never really thought that I had a chance to become a millionaire, to have $1 million go through my hands. So it's still kind of surreal. But without Amazon, I mean, I don't know of anything else right now that I could have done it so fast within a year. So it's been pretty crazy for me. I'm just like everyone else here. I started off on eBay, and I've always just been a guy that always liked to flip things, always buying stuff cheap and always selling it for a markup. So I got started by just kind of going to my local Walmart, going to the clearance section with my cell phone in hand and just scanning, and you know, just walking through those aisles with my cart, just sitting there all day, people wondering what I'm doing, asking me what I'm doing. I'm just like, you know, but from where I was and where I am today, it's pretty crazy. So I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm just at a loss of words, guys. I'm so excited.
That's amazing, man. And man, that is one of the most unbelievable testimonials and stories that I've ever heard. So again, guys, Chong worked hard. These results are not guaranteed. He worked hard, but that is unbelievable, man. I mean, congratulations. It's so crazy to be able to do what you did in such a short period of time. And even if it takes people way longer to do something like that, like I said it before, I'm going to say it again. How long would it take you to quadruple your income working a corporate job? Can you ever do that in life? I mean, in your entire career, can you quadruple your income? And, you know, when you're running your own business, whether it's Amazon, whatever it is, if it's your own business, you can quadruple in a year. You know, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that's the potential. That's the possibility. Whereas when you're working in the corporate world, that is not a possibility unless you're working a commission job. You know, it's just, it's a totally different world. And Chong is one of the guys that will prove that right now. It's just unbelievable.
I mean, for $3, guys, I mean, everything that I learned through this, I mean, it's all right there. The trainers are great. I mean, everything I've done today, I can contribute to the success of the people that are teaching the system. The $3 system, guys. I mean, this $3 changed my life. I hope it could change yours. You just gotta work it.
Listen to Chong. Just work it. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Congrats on all your success, man. Thank you for being here. We love to have you as a member. And all right, let's shoot over to one of the trainers actually in TWN, one of the Amazon coaches that we have. And he is an incredible Amazon seller, puts up some huge numbers, buys truckloads of inventory, and he's a rock star seller. So we are very happy to have him as a coach inside of TWN. Let me introduce to you David Cook. David, why don't you tell the people a little bit about your story?
Absolutely. First of all, I'd like to say, Josh, where you're at right now kind of looks like home, man. That looks like where I hang out. It's crazy. Before I even start, I'll tell you guys, I remember Josh and I at an event in Atlanta, like 3 years ago. And like we had just made our first, you know, money in e-commerce. And I remember him and I walking across the stage and getting a check and like how excited we were. And that was, so yeah, I mean, that was about 4.5 years ago. And it all started back then with getting into a training program. When we saw one of our friends, somebody that we knew, somebody that we trusted, and they were doing an e-commerce thing. And, you know, we kind of got into that, did our own thing. And now we're here with TWN and started our own company. But, like I said, it started 4 years ago for me. And I was like Chong, I just liked to flip stuff. I've always liked flipping stuff. I remember getting textbooks from people in college and saying, hey, I can sell these for more than the bookstore is going to give you for them. So that's always, I guess, been in my DNA. But, you know, even if that's not you, even if that's not maybe your DNA, maybe you've never sold anything, I've started a lot of people into this business. And like the $3 system that we have, it just makes it so easy for people to start. And yeah, I mean, like Chong said, you know, there's I'm part of the $1 Million Club too. You know, I've got over $1 million in sales the last year, which was unbelievable, but it didn't happen without hard work. But it starts with the simple decisions just to start. And, you know, there's no perfect time to start. There's no perfect way to start. But just being able to have, you know, a group, a system, that was what helped me when I first started in e-commerce, was having a system that I could look on, training, check it off, go to the next video, and then learn, and then apply it, and then go back and go there. So it's been a super fun ride. Like I said, for me, it's been 4 years. I've gotten to $1 million in sales per year now. But for me, I remember starting and I was like, I'd make $5 in a day. And I thought that was awesome because I was buying lunch for myself that I didn't have before. You know, not that I didn't have money for lunch, but you know, I had an extra $5. I wasn't taken out of a paycheck or anything like that. So you guys just heard that. That was an eBay. There it is. I'm telling you. Cha-ching, baby. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. I love now, you know, I work for myself now, and, you know, Josh can attest to this. You know, Michael's going to speak to this a little bit, I'm sure. Sean, I know, is the same way. You know, I work for myself. It took me 2.5, 3 years to get there, but now it's my own schedule. I work a ton. I probably work 60, 70 hours a week, but it's my schedule now. And, you know, that's the kind of thing that's possible out here with this type of opportunity. Like Josh said, there's so much money to be made out there. So yeah. What else you got for me, Josh?
How much did he do? How much did he do?
1.4 million last year.
Yes, he did.
Revenue.
Crushing it.
Yep.
Crushing it.
It was a great year.
I mean, I don't even know what else to say, man. You just, you know, like you said, you brought back a great memory of walking across the stage with you. That was like, I think it was like the first 100K we each made. It was just, it was unbelievable. It was very powerful. It was actually almost exactly 4 years ago. I just saw the memories in Facebook a couple of days ago. Yeah. And yeah, it was great. And look where we are now. You know, a lot can happen in 4 years. A lot can happen in 4 months, you know, for somebody. So
speaking of that, Michael has been with on my team for about 4 or 5 months. Michael, would you mind unmuting yourself, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, so tell everybody a little bit about who you are, like where you started, where you are now, and just kind of your experience in e-commerce, man.
So I latched on to David Cook about like 6 months ago. I knew that he gave up what was a really well-paying job to go work for himself. And all I could think is, what on earth is he doing? Because I knew he made 3 times what I make now just doing that. So whatever he had on the side was clearly way better than what he was doing then. I was a Marine for about 5 years. I'm still in for a little bit longer. And for a long time, I was just sort of sick of people doing less work than me, making the same amount of money. Because I'm just a workaholic. I am busy all the time. I am always doing something. And once I messaged David and asked him, what do you actually do? And he hooked me up with the Wealth Network, which at first I was skeptical about. The name got me, but as I started to study it, and I just went to his warehouse to hang out at first. Like, David didn't pay me or anything. I just sort of went there and stood near him and watched him do stuff and worked for him for free for whenever I could get over there while he was still at his warehouse. And when I started my own business in October, I remember telling him, like, I think I'm just going to put like, $100 into it at first and see what happens. And David told me, well, you should probably just put a lot more money than that into it. And so I did. And it has been a ton of hours, and I've learned so much in the last 3 or 4 months. I turned about $9,000 into about $13,000, and I don't pay myself. I just dump everything right back into the company. I'm an intern with David for a whole 6-week-long internship. I learn a crazy amount every day. E-commerce is all the things that I liked with my old job, with problem solving and figuring things out, but with none of the headache of having to deal with people without having to deal with people. I work for myself, and I'll do anything for David Cook. That's where it ends.
Yeah, man.
But
you bring up a good point that like this, you turn that money, that 9,000 into 13,000 with a lot of hard work. And I think a lot of people can relate to not getting rewarded for work that you do on, for somebody else. Like you said, you feel like you worked harder than the next guy, but you necessarily didn't get rewarded in compensation in line with that. And I think that's a common theme. And I think that's why a lot of people end up working for themselves. If you ever had that itch, this is the type of opportunity that can help you. Like lazy people probably aren't going to do well with us. But people like Michael that have applied themselves and worked hard have a lot of potential.
David knows me. I want to win at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, that's awesome. I've never heard your story. That's so awesome. And first of all, I'm glad that you are a semi-newcomer also to the business that you got up here, because first of all, it's awesome that you're sharing your story up here with us. And second of all, a lot of people start businesses and they're not profitable for 2 years, 3 years. I mean, you've been doing this since you said October.
Yeah.
And that's what, 4 or 5 months, 4 months now, 5 months. I mean, you've turned a profit. Like that's incredible. Most people that build businesses do not start generating a profit after 4 months. Mm-hmm. And now from here, you have 4 months of profitable experience. Like where, I'm sure at this point you see a vision for yourself now in a year from now, in 2 years from now. I'm sure you have that vision. Do you, after your first 4 months, do you have that vision? Do you feel it? Do you see where you're going to go with this?
No, absolutely. I see David Cook every day, and I just want to take what he has.
Good. It's good to model after people. It's good to model after people who you want to learn exactly what they do. I learn from David all the time. We have a little Skype group. I ask him questions constantly.
Yeah, I know I can keep investing in myself. Like my limiting factor is my time. Like it's not money. It's not expertise. It's just there's only 24 hours in a day. Yep.
That's the problem we all have. time. But thank you so much, man. Thank you for sharing your story. That's so awesome. I'm excited to follow your journey now. I'm excited to have you back on another Hangout soon and see where you're at. It's going to be cool to follow your progress. So thank you for hopping on, man. Congratulations. And we're really happy to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if anybody else has something to say, feel free to jump in and interrupt me. But I just want to say to everybody here, it's $3 to get started. We're going to show you, first of all, what Amazon is all about, how to set up your account, how to find profitable products, how to ship those products into an Amazon warehouse and get them listed. We're going to show you basically everything you need to know to start an Amazon business. And we're going to do it. We simplified it for you, right? We broke it down into 3 days. We're charging $3 basically, so that it's basically $1 a day to learn, all those steps that I just mentioned. And you will, at the end of 3 days, you will know all of those things. There's obviously a lot more that goes into Amazon business, but we really think it's important to simplify so that whoever is getting started in this business can get started just like we all got started, right? And then scale up from there. You don't want to start with, here's another big problem that I just reminded myself of. A lot of people get stuck in information gathering mode, right? They'll go through 20 trainings, they'll go through a ton of stuff, and they'll wait to start until they feel like they have enough knowledge. But the best way to learn is by actually doing these things and going through these things. Now, we simplified this 3-day process so that you could start tomorrow. Like we wanted you to be able to start very quickly before you start learning, you know, to any business. There's always new things that you're going to be learning. We've been in this business for 5 years and we're still learning new things every day. We simplified the most necessary information that you need to get started today and put it into a 3-day system for $3. And that's what we want you to get started with today. Because if you can get started with that, then you've taken the first step that most people never take, and you've gotten started. And that's what we're really striving for and what we really want to make happen for you guys. So with that said, I highly encourage you to click the link below this video and get started with us for $3. You're going to get an advisor that's going to help you out and answer your questions and walk you through the 3-day training. So with that said, again, guys, I hope to see you guys as members. I hope to see you on this Hangout one day sharing your story. With that said, does anybody have anything else to say? I think we're good.
Unplug your
$3. That's all it is.
Oh.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said unplug your TVs. You'll all be a lot more productive.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Right. Instead of watching a TV show, work on your Amazon business.
When I first started, Josh, I watched the training at night, and then all Walmarts are 24 hours. So I immediately went to Walmart that night, guys. It's that easy. It's so exciting. You're going to have a lot of fun.
You're breaking up on me, Sean. I don't know if maybe it was just me, but I didn't hear a thing that you just said.
I could hear him fine.
Okay, good. Okay. It was me then. All right. Well, everybody, I hope you guys get started. I hope to see you guys inside of TWN as members. Let us know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys on the inside. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all for coming and sharing your stories. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Talk to you guys later.